Can we take a minute to appreciate this jacket and how much it makes me feel like an evil villain? Ooh, I feel like a Bond villain, I do. Everything is a move. Why, hello! We want to play with some oil pastels today, yes. Me and my evil villainous jackets are going to do questionable things, as usual. Pentel Arts oil pastels? I don't remember using these in the past. Have you used these? I don't remember. Maybe I have. I don't know. It's just the nature of the thing that I don't have a memory of these. I thought they would be a fun thing to revisit or visit for the first time. I don't know. This is the problem with brain injury and memory loss, and a lot of stuff is just gone. I hate it. There's a probability I've already played with these sometime in my past, but it's a full set that looks like nobody has even played with. Nobody's even touched these. We'll give them a shot, okay? Let's do some alien landscapes, because I always do alien landscapes. I can't seem to help it. Ooh, let's put this back on before I drop it. Picked them up at a garage sale for like 25 cents, and I thought it'd be fun to try them and see how they do. I don't remember the quality of them. I don't remember if I can actually get some good stuff out of them. I don't know if they're pigmented, if they're not, if they're transparent. I don't know. I think these have been around for a long time, and they're often given to children because they're cheap. They're real cheap. You wanna have a good time? Let's go explore. Let's go hiking. Come on. Here's the new toys. Very nice. I am really surprised these have been untouched by anybody else. I'm sure they've been in somebody's closet for a while and just were sitting there. We're gonna start with some light sage green and just sketch out my stuff. I don't know what I'm saying in this one. I'm not really sure. This part might be buildings or some sort of build, some sort of thing that has been created. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know what you're up to. I don't know. I don't know. The supplies that are the most fun to me are the ones that are unexpected. The ones that you'll find randomly at a junk store, a thrift store, that's what I call thrift stores. Randomly at a junk store for things you didn't expect to come upon. Little surprises like that are put in front of you by universe. Those are my favorite things to play with and find. There is joy in trying to find little treasures like that. And this, I would consider a little treasure, because look at the colors that these are giving out. Oh my goodness. Why didn't I know about these before? I mean, they're nice and pigmented, and for cheap oil pastels, I'd say they are opaque. Go down real good on this paper. They're mixing together pretty nice where they need to, and they're going on top of each other when they need to. That's pretty good. I actually did this over 2 days, so the stuff that I let dry overnight, I could very easily the next day put a whole new layer on top, and it more or less just kind of stayed and it went fully on top opaque-wise. So that's a good thing to know if you like to work in layers. This particular set of oil pastels will do that for you. Just wait a day or two in between layers. That's all you gotta do. It seems to be behaving in that way, which is unusual. Excellent unexpected feature in a cheap oil pastel, I gotta tell you. Pretty dang good. Now, don't expect any sort of light fastness from this. They're not rated for an artist grade sort of thing. But that's probably not going to matter to most people who use this. If you're just going to play around with it, if you're just doing it for yourself, if you're just doing it maybe to take a picture with it, or maybe to take a video of it like I'm doing, then it doesn't really matter what the light fastness is in that kind of thing. It's just one of those things you got to keep in your head if you want to sell original pieces of art or put a piece of art in a gallery of some sort. You need to pay attention to light fastness of the supplies you're using. But if those two circumstances don't really fit you, then you don't need to worry about it. Supplies like this that function really well might actually be the right thing for you. You can absolutely create fine art with children's back-to-school supplies. And that is why I'm doing this in particular, because it needs to happen. I wonder how many people don't know that. You can literally make fine art with children's supplies. You can. Because the colors are often really bright, vibrant, and are meant to be played with. That's kind of the whole point of art, at least for me. Art is a way to explore things and to work things out in your head. It's for playing. So do we want to talk about the picture that I'm actually doing? I don't know. Maybe do, maybe don't. I don't know. What I'm seeing is a sea off in the distance and a pathway that goes to it from this build that is sitting on the cliff that's above it. There's a whole bunch of planets in the sky here. This seems to be a feature in a lot of my pieces. I don't know why. It just seems correct. A lot of the skies as well tend to be unusual colors, and I always think in my head, it's like those telescope images of looking at galaxies from a very, very far distance. But imagine that being so close to you that you can just look up in the sky and see it like that. Standing outside and looking up at the sky and seeing something like one of those Hubble telescope images right in front of you. The universe is much, much too interesting to be boring. Is a personal thing. I haven't been bored since I was a child, like actual child. Every second that I've had in between then and now, I have tried to pack with anything that is of value, anything of me making stuff. This seems to be where my gift lies, is in my ability to make a thing from nothing. Doesn't really matter where that falls, which industry, which supply, none of that stuff really seems to matter, other than that being my gift. Each of you has your own gifts from universe. There's just a chance you haven't figured out what they are yet, but each of you does. Each of you has the things within you to be able to handle what is asked of you from universe. I know things are real difficult right now, and everything is awful. It is, but this is one hell of a time to be alive, and we, right now, are witnessing things that have never come to our species, things that have never happened before. The newness of all of this is so incredibly interesting to actually watch and see. The problem is, everybody who's bored, you're not actually seeing. You're not seeing the things around you, all the delights, all the things, all the newness, all of the things to learn, because there's so many things to learn, so many. You just have to look for them. The delight in seeing the unknown is beyond description. I can't even say it. I can't even describe things. We are here to witness an incredible time in history. We have earned this place in this time. Each and every one of you has. And I hope you get to see that. I hope you get to a place where you can see that and learn from it and grow the depth of your soul. Does it sound as insane as it is in my head to say that the souls who lived through the fall of Rome were as blessed as we are now? Because in my head, it makes sense. But when I say it out loud, it just kind of sounds a little insane. We're kind of in a world right now where a lot of things are off. A lot of things have been hidden from us. And as a student of history, a lifelong student of history, oh my God, I have read so many books. Oh my God. Someday maybe I'll make a list, but I mean, with memory loss, there's no way anyway, so I don't know. There are just things I can't even access now. Rooms that have been closed in my brain that I just can't get to anymore anyway, so, it is what it is. But one of the best things you can do for yourself right now is to start learning skills. And I mean the old skills. Learn how to distill water. Learn how to cook. Learn how to grow food. Learn how to make clothing. These very old skills are going to be very, very important to us for a time. And you're going to give yourself an advantage if you know how to do some of them. Am I expecting you to all of a sudden know how to fully run a homestead instantly within months? No, that's not what I'm asking of you. But I'm asking of you to try to search out the things that you don't know and try to fill those gaps. There's more gaps than you can imagine. There's more gaps than you can actually do. But just to fill some of them will help you. It will help you in the long run. It will help you survive the next parts of this. Because time keeps marching forward, regardless of your consent. The world will keep turning over and things will keep changing. There is no going back to the time before. That will not happen. It will not. We're going forward. And all the things everyone thought was real 5-10 years ago, guess what? You're going to keep finding out how much is an illusion, how much is not actually real. Keep going. Keep trying to learn the things that are missing. Keep trying to fill those gaps. And in the meantime, anyway, for anybody who doesn't quite make it all the way through this to the other side, in the in-between, come find me out and we'll hang out at my orchard, because I will have my orchard. I will finally have my orchard of peaches and apples and pears. I will make lovely pies for us to sit and eat while drinking a cup of coffee on the porch. What I call the in-between is the time between this life and the next, because things do revolve in that way. You get to do this many times, and there's always a space between lives. There's always a space between these sorts of tests. A lot of cultures have called it heaven or hell, and it is the same thing. It is what I call the in-between. It is the place between lives. And no evil thing can change that connection you have to universe unless you give it consent to do so. Don't give it consent. Don't give evil consent. Keep fighting. Keep filling those gaps. You are needed, and you are a lovely soul, and I hope we get to meet again. I think I've figured this alien landscape out. That structure, that yellow and orange structure, it seems to be collecting energy from the heavenly body behind it and making all sorts of lovely plants and life around it on that barren earth. See, look at how barren it looks when you get towards that sea. As much as the globalists have been terraforming the earth for decades, we will find a way to overcome them. We will find a way to keep going. The anti-human agenda is not going to win. It's just not. If you keep going, if you can make it to the other side, you will see a life where that is not a problem anymore. And we'll actually be able to see real humans. How delightful is that thought? Bring back real natural humans.
So why do I do alien landscapes so often? Why is that a thing for me? In a lot of ways, it's a thing for me because it is something that I can't otherwise talk about, something I can't otherwise describe. It's something that is stuck in my brain that I can't get out. Something that I can't put anywhere else. This is the only place I can put it. And that's what art is. Art is for the things that can't be put anywhere else. It's the repository for that kind of communication. It just is. That's why you will often find unusual things in art, in fiction, in books, in paintings, in plays, in all of that sort of thing, in music, and in all of that sort of thing before you find it in real life. Because it had to be put in art first. The idea had to be mulled over. It's a blessing and a curse in a lot of ways. People with ill intent are going to do things of ill intent with all of the sectors of life that they can get a hold of. People of good intent are going to try to do the best they can with what is still available, what is still possible that hasn't been fully tainted yet. A lot of the arts have been tainted. A lot of the arts are really, really awful, have a lot of issues. There's a lot to do.